Peace. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Ra. Welcome back to another edition of True Alchemy. For those that are new to the channel, True Alchemy is all about helping you with our individual and collective ascension journeys. And I do that through light language channelings, readings, teachings, whatever kind of message comes through. I'm just here as the vessel. And I welcome you all. Welcome. How have y'all been doing? I hope everybody had a good holiday. Mine was busy. I had some family in town, so I wasn't able to come on here and holler at y'all like I wanted to, but you were definitely in my heart and mind. So I hope that you all got to just, create more reasons for more gratitude in your life. And so let's get into today's message. What's today's message? Today's message is going to be titled Dark Night of the Senses or Dark Night of the Soul. The choice is yours. And it is brought to you by twin powerhouses, the World card and the Wheel of Fortune. That's going to make a good thumbnail. Okay. All right. So why are these cards so important? What is the Dark Night of the Soul? Holler at me. I'll put a 1 in the comments if you have ever experienced a dark night of the soul. Put a 2 if you've ever experienced a dark night of the senses. Okay, I'm going to take a poll here and just see what where everybody at. Okay, and you might not know what a dark night of the senses is yet, but you will by the end of this video. Okay, so where do we start? Let's start with the wheel. Wheel of Fortune and the World card. They both represent wheels, and they both represent and illustrate different phases along the fool's journey of discovery. Okay, so we are all the fool in this story. We start off in a very innocent state, okay, and the whole point of this life journey here in this physical realm is to complete this journey on the World card and graduate. Okay, there's a point of graduation on this card, and I'm going to show you about. The significance of the Wheel of Fortune to the World card is that the Wheel of Fortune is about halfway along the Fool's journey. It's card number 10 out of 21. And the Wheel of Fortune, I always say, represents that point that is like the choose your own adventure card, where you can go this way or that way. And so we're going to talk about the difference in choices that will take you to a dark night of the soul, or dark night of the senses. Okay? So let's first put some framework to these cards. Everybody knows that there are 4 suits in the tarot deck, those being the wands, the coins, the cups, and the swords. Now, the thing about the tarot is it's not just this random depiction of things. All of these suits and symbols and everything have very particular meaning as it relates to our journey of So I always mess this up. Hold on. Somebody's calling. I don't even know how to turn the phone off. I'm taking pictures. Let me turn it off. I never get phone calls. Anyway, all right. So, esoteric journey. Okay, so so esoteric within, exoteric external. Now, here we are on the Fool's journey, and we are born into this dimension, and when we descend into this dimension, we become subject to the illusions of this so-called matrix. Okay, and so these illusions typically wear one of 4 different kinds of flavors. They are typically an illusion of power, an illusion of money, an illusion centered around love, or an illusion centered around fame. And it is through one of these, or maybe 2 or 3 of these lenses, that we are born into situations so that we can view the world. And typically, these are the things that are what define our sense of worth as we come into this realm. They're false senses of illusion. They create a false matrix of illusion that we naturally fall into. And when we fall into it, we begin to define ourselves by this. And the whole purpose of the fool's journey is to find his way out of this illusionary matrix into the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So let's talk about some points on the journey. Okay, I want you to notice how both of these cards have the same animals in the same location. In the top left, you have an angel and a man. So they both represent us in human form. Top right, you have an eagle. Bottom left, you have a lion. Bottom right, you have a bull. Okay, so here we are at the point of man, and we are born into these illusions of this matrix of illusion. So let's talk about what this really looks like in real life. Okay, so you can be on either end of this spectrum, and it can still be something that confines you. So think about people that are born and their life lessons are centered around the axis of power. They're typically either born with a great deal of authority that they have to learn responsibility over, or they are born into a situation where they are abused and they have to learn the responsibility of claiming their power. They can be born into the wealth matrix, where they are born with a lot and they have to learn the responsibility of having a lot and what comes with having a lot. Or they are born in lack and poverty, and their life is spent climbing up out of that, dealing with survival issues, finding abundance and trust in the universe. If they are born into the love matrix, so for me, a lot of my life lessons, almost all of my big life lessons have been centered around this love matrix. So you are either born into a large family dynamic where you are constantly navigating the dynamics of being surrounded by people. Or you are born into what is considered a lonelier environment where you might be like me. You're an only child. I'm an only child. I'm still single. I only have one child. I'm living very isolated from my family right now by choice. But that is the flavor of my lessons, okay? A lot of them are rooted in love. Acquiring, losing love. And let's just say that you're in that fame matrix, okay? So you are born either into a dynamic where you have a lot of positive notoriety, or you could be born into one where you are overcoming a negative perception of you, or you could be born into obscurity, and that defines your sense of worth, okay? So we're all somewhere, we all have this very unique position within this multidimensional matrix of where we are relative to this starting point as man. Now, as you travel and journey along this wheel, you have 4 points of distinction. The first point is at the top, where you are on top. It is the point of I have, okay? So whatever your matrix definition is, if it's love, I have love. And we've all been in those positions. I got love. It feels good. This is the greatest thing on earth. As you continue to live, you will continue to journey around this wheel to this point where it is I have had love, and now something about it is changing. Whether it is slipping away, whether it is being redefined, whether I'm finding that it's not enough, whether I'm finding that, love outside of me is not, something about my position in love is changing. You keep on living, and you will enter the position at the bottom of the wheel. And this is where I have nothing. I have no love. I am without. Some would consider this a place of despair. And for most of us, whatever, regardless of the terms of the matrix that you were born into, you will experience a position at the bottom of this wheel. And this is the point of redefinition, where you have nothing. You are in the void, okay? You continue living, and you will begin to ascend. back up this wheel. And this is the point where I am gaining, I am finding, I am attracting whatever it is that defines your matrix, okay? So we're all somewhere at some different point along this matrix, but there are some critical points in almost, I would say, everybody's lives, astrologically, that cause us to make some very key decisions along this path. The first time you get a glimpse of what this matrix is to you, how it is defining you, and how it really doesn't fit is at your Saturn return. Saturn returns, you hear me talk about them, typically happen between ages 28 and 30. My Saturn return was horrific, okay? I was a single mother. I had like a 4-year-old son. I was driving this stupid amount of distance to work. I was having to travel. I was taking care of my grandfather on his deathbed. And the love of my life at the time, my fiance, broke up with me 6 months before we were supposed to get married. And it went even deeper than that. I'm not going to get into all of that. But it put me into a very precarious position where I began to make some evaluations, and it is those things, that position, that lesson that Saturn projects onto you when it returns back to where it was when you were born, is to get you to look at yourself in the mirror, and you have a choice which way you're going to go. I'm going to tell you about the impact of which direction you choose in a second. The second time that you get a glimpse, and this is when you get a real hard glimpse at this choice, is during your Uranus opposition, what they call the midlife crisis. And this happens between ages 42 and 44. So here I am. I'm in the middle, starting my midlife crisis, okay? And it's been actually pretty cool. And the reason that mine has not been as harsh as some others have been is because I got the lesson at the Saturn return, okay? So let's talk about what that journey looks like. Here we are at the position of man, and you are faced with this chance to look in the mirror, and it's showing you things about yourself, about where you have placed your identity in this illusionary matrix, and it doesn't fit. And now you are typically faced with some kind of dilemma. It typically comes like as a tower event that shakes shit loose. What are you going to do? Here you are facing yourself. You have 4 options. Everybody has 4 options at this point. Option number 1, you continue to exist as man, as the status quo. And typically when we choose to stay at that state, it is when we are looking for answers that will give us the answers for our internal transformation, and we're seeking those in external means. So we start reading a bunch of books. We start joining a bunch of seminars. We might find us a guru. We might go vegan. We might, take up a damn keto diet. We might start yoga. We might get initiated into a spiritual system. We start looking for all of these things outside of us to give us the answers. That is what man does, normal man. Now, what happens when he doesn't find those answers outside of himself? That's when you have the choice. Option 2. Option 2 is what happens when you take the counterclockwise path along this wheel. This wheel moves in both directions, and ain't nobody making you go clockwise or counterclockwise. The choice is always yours. You are always choose your own adventure. Now, when you choose, little Timmy, to go counterclockwise, you go into the realm of the bull. And the bull represents the realm of illusion, okay? The bull represents us falling backwards into those illusionary trappings. So when most face their midlife crisis, what do they typically try to do? They try to make a change to one of those things on the axis, If they are dealing with issues with money, they go try to buy something that makes them feel better. They'll buy a sports car if that's how they are defining their worth. If their worth is defined by their relationship, they typically try to find a new mate. They cheat on their wives. They go seek love somewhere else, something new. I need a new definition. So they're ignoring the astrological call to look within, and they're saying, no, I'm just going to redefine it by those things external to me. If their thing is about fame, they will try to reinvent themselves. They will try to, maybe take up a new career, maybe do something that's going to gain them some notoriety, some popularity. You can see how it plays out in the real world. Sometimes the struggle is on a very exoteric level where it is, you're facing the choices of a diet or a lifestyle. And so they try to make some changes to those things. But most of the times when you're in this realm of the bull and the illusion of the bull, the choices that you make and the changes that you make are rooted out of your physical will, the illusion that my physical will is enough to change it. And so again, you start doing things that are very temporary, that are still within the confines of the matrix, and that get you nowhere, just deeper into illusion and at the bottom of the wheel. Okay, so the bottom of the wheel is where the tower falls, and you're like, oh shit, now what am I gonna do? Am I gonna stay in this illusion? Am I going to bring myself back up here and have another point of evaluation? Okay. This is like the past do not, the go starting point. I'm going to have another period of evaluation. And instead of falling into the terms of illusion, I am going to look within. I'm going to choose option 3. Option 3 is the eagle. The eagle represents the judgment card, which represents death and resurrection. Okay, so it is through a process of internal evaluation that you recognize the parts of you that need to die. You recognize the places where you have been holding on to, again, terms of worth that are outdated, where you have been holding on to an illusion that I can change things with my physical will, where you've been holding on to a paradigm of, if I withdraw, if I hold back, if I, defend, move away from love, then I will have the transformation. And it is only through love, okay, that you get to experience the resurrection of the eagle, the rebirth of the eagle, which is in option 3. This is what I like to call a positive suicide. It is a suicide, death by choice, because I know what is on the other side. I am so in alignment with the rebirth. I am so trusting in the universe and the love that is coming through this experience, okay, that I'm going to allow what needs to be. So, without giving y'all too many details, when my Saturn return played out, I told you everything that I had gone through, but I literally was faced with a life and death choice. I made what was considered a death decision in that moment, and I had to go down to the bottom of the wheel. When I came back and started digging myself out of it, the process was very mental and cerebral. I did start finding books. I did start calling psychic hotline. I'm getting all these people to give me these answers about me, right? But that process was not in vain, because it was in one of those books where that spirit stepped in. There was a moment where love overrode everything that was going on, and I heard directly from the creator. And it was one message in one line in the book that led me to my healing, to my death, to my surrender, and to my transformation. Okay, it led me to option 3. Okay, little Timmy, and so I'm back on this trajectory along the wheel. It is in this space of the eagle and in this space of death, that is the only place where we will find the remedy. It is no remedy here in this world of the illusion and the bull. Okay, so now you face the positive death, the positive suicide, and the resurrection. Now, as you're making these choices, life is happening, things will continue to happen. You continue to traverse along. I don't know why I keep saying traverse today. Like, that's the word of the day. Traverse. You continue to move along this wheel, okay? And you enter into the realm of the lion. And I told you, on both of these cards, the lion is positioned in this corner here, and the lion represents the guardians at the gate to the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So, yeah, my phone is blowing up. Whereas before, we experienced the dark night of the soul in this realm of the bull. Once we accept the lessons that come with the death and the resurrection of the eagle, we move, we traverse. I hope that's the right word. To the gates of the lion. Option 4. Okay? And this is where you experience your dark night of the senses, which is a completely different experience than the dark night of the soul. Okay, so you've chosen the journey within and all of the beauty that it shows you, accepted death, accepted rebirth, and here you find what you are really made of, what really defines your worth, because you chose the path of love. You chose to continue open up to love and continue to let love blossom you and blossom you and blossom you, not retract back into this illusion. And the freedom that comes through walking through the gates of the kingdom of the Creator is what is called the dark night of the senses. It is then where you are free of all of the illusory trappings of your physical senses, because we use these physical senses only to reinforce the terms of our individual matrix. Okay, the eyes will trick you into believing that is what you are defined by. What you hear will trick you and will reinforce it. The things that you are able to eat and sense and experience will continue to reinforce this illusion, this matrix of illusion. But once you move into the kingdom of the Creator, into the gates of the lion, you experience again the dark night of the senses, where you define yourself and you define your reality outside of those norms, outside of those paradigms that you once had been held captive to. You find freedom from all of those confines of your previous matrix, all of those illusions that kept you stuck in an identity that was less than who you are in God the Creator. You become free of that. You begin to experience love without conditions. You begin to experience abundance with no end. You begin to have power over the things that are in your territory, and you begin to learn how to acquire new territory through love. Everything that you acquire is out of expansion, and nothing comes from contraction or compromise. That is the freedom of entering the kingdom. And so you enter, so they call that a dark night of the senses, because everything that had been guiding you, all of those previous guideposts of that old illusion are no more. And here you find yourself senseless. It's a world of new wonder. It's a completely new black hole for you to create in. It is the complete opposite of the dark night of the soul that felt like that bottomless, endless pit of despair. This is the freedom to create with unlimited potential, okay? So this is where we are all really on our way to. Some of us, get turned back more often than we would like. But today, I just want to offer, I don't know. Let's see. I feel like they want me to pull just like 3 cards, just 3 simple tarot cards, and then go into the light language. But they wanted me to give y'all that lesson, okay? Let's see what they got. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Giving all thanks, Holy Spirit. We are so grateful for the lessons of the dark night of the soul and the the freedom of the dark night of the senses. We are just thankful for awareness, for clarity, for understanding, for your wisdom, your guidance, your word, your authority. Okay? And so one of the things that we are asking is that you continue to make room in us to continue to spiral in the correct direction, okay? In the direction towards the eagle, towards the lion. Give thanks. Give me 3 cards, please, Holy Spirit. Got 1. Hey, y'all. I be missing y'all when I don't be on here every day in real life. All right. I got 4 cards. Yep. So, first card we had out is the Judgment card. It's the Judgment card, the eagle. Second card we have out was the Tower, which represents to me the dark night of the soul. Third card that came out, we have the 2 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this does represent somebody really finding themselves at this place of the crossroads, and I'm hearing that whereas before you would shortchange yourself with this 2 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, you were the indecision, even the indecision that you held on to in terms of which way am I going to go was a shortchange. You not moving forward with clarity and authority of what you deserve because you didn't have it, because your decisions were not rooted in self-love, was a detriment to you. And you're saying, I'm tired, I'm done with the Tower experiences, I'm done. I am ready for the resurrection, the rebirth of the phoenix, of the eagle. So this is showing you are along this path, but it came through a lot of trial, error, and sacrifice with this 6 of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of you discounting yourself and what you were worth, okay? But you know, I'm thankful for the Tower. Anything else y'all want us to know about this Judgment card? What's coming with this Judgment? Cards falling. Hangman. Got some of my stomach out. And Ace of Pentacles. Hangman in reverse and Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, Hangman in reverse. So this is any kind of stuckness, okay? So this is anybody who had been feeling stuck in this limbo. Okay, because I have messed this shit up time and time again before. I made the wrong choice. I made choices that cheated me. I don't want to reverse back into this bullish energy of illusion. I want my Phoenix rise moment, but I am afraid to even make that step, okay? Because in the past, you know, I'm still a little shell-shocked. But it's saying you're going to be moving out of that stuck energy and you're going to be following the path. It almost feels like that if you ask for it, this path will be clearly like the opportunities. You know, I told you you're making choices all along the way. And all you need to do is ask for light. Like just put a big blue light, Spirit, put a big blue spiritual warning light over the decisions that are in alignment with my Phoenix rise, with my resurrection. And I just, you know, I feel like, yeah, you're tired of being hurt and beat up. You are like this shit. You are done with the Tower moments. And I really feel like this Ace of Pentacles is not you necessarily asking for the sign, but it's saying, yes, okay, now I have learned to trust the sign. It's like now, okay, I learned even to trust how it resonates with me inside of my body. Before, you know, I was looking without for my answers. I was looking without. Tell me about this. Okay. I was looking without. I had no confidence in my own ability to choose what was best suited for me. You got the King and Queen of Wands both in reverse. And it's so funny because before I even knew what I was going to talk about, look, I had pulled a card from this other deck. And it was the Queen of Wands. upright. And I was like, I'm not going to use it, but I know how she fits into this story. I know how she fits into this story. Okay, because this is her in her position of power at the top of this wheel. Okay, this is at the bottom of the wheel, having been taken out of the game. And it's not just power. Again, it's not just power, but for somebody, the message really is about power. It really is about putting your foot down. Standing up in something. You know what I'm saying? Stand up in it. Whatever it is, stand up in it. On the edge of the bed, the corner of the bed, stand up in it. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to say anymore, okay? that season of that wishy, that season of being at the bottom of this wheel in illusion is over, and you are rapidly entering the gates of the kingdom. The choice has been made. Okay, so that's cool. So I'm gonna see if anything comes through with the light language. It's been real. It's been a little bit different day for us today. So let's just see what comes through. I'm not really liking my fro today. It be morphing on me mid broadcast. Okay, that's neither here nor there. Let's go. Ay, kumia etio sonalaya kyoto mia kaya son. Yalayo kumia daya ya. Ukositineleo kumia ia kositineleo kumia tia social security. They say, oh, what a cruel and unusual game we play with you, dropping you in this world of illusion where you forget your regality, your abundance, your connection, all of the things that are so inherent to you as a creature, as a creation of the Most High Creator. We drop you here in this world and you forget what is inherent to you. And so you spend your entire life searching for that has always been there. You try to put it in a box, you put it in a bowl, you put it in gold, you put it in silver, you put it in man, you put it in woman, you put it in child. And none of that is worthy. None of that is whole or conclusive enough of what is already within you. So today we honor your decision to make a new choice. We honor your suffering at the bottom of the rubble of the tower, and we honor your decision to make a new choice. And we celebrate your resurrection. And we want to give you a warning that sometimes the trappings of the bull and the world of illusion, even though they resonate with pain, sometimes those trappings, that pain is enough to keep you in a cycle. It's you feel that is all that you are deserving of. And so if we do any work on you today, it is to know that it is to have the realization of which is an old trapping of the dark night of the soul versus what is a new freedom, a new opportunity leading you to the dark night of the senses. May you all enter into a senseless existence. May you understand how blinding the sight of the eyes is. May you understand how deafening the words that you hear are. May you understand how dulling it is to rely on what you feel and see here only in this realm. And may you understand and come to know the freedom, the freedom, the freedom, the freedom, the freedom of your senseless nature. All right, y'all. It's been real. I'll holler at you next time. Peace.